Looking for stories that are fresh and new? Dark fantasy, humor, space exploration, time travel, cyberpunk, alternate history, and more. They're in the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future anthology. From 24 award-winning authors and illustrators, plus art and writing tips and bonus stories. L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future. Buy your copy at galaxypress.com, Amazon, or wherever books are sold.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Shawn Kelly from Into the Night on UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. We're on the in UPRN Talk Radio, which we broadcast all over the world, and it's a cool place to work at. I just want to know how everybody's doing today. I had an interesting week. Right now, I am up in Gettysburg. I went out for a couple days. And I just, I don't know. It just seems different now up here. Well, first of all, they're still working on the battlefield. And so you really can't go to all the places that are like really spooky on the battlefield. But, just to travel, and go on the field and do the auto tour and just bringing up memories, because I've been, hey, Sebastian, good to see you, buddy. Hope all's well. Well, I guess it is. We got a guest coming on, and, he hasn't shown up yet, so we'll just keep him talking until he comes. It's good to see you, Sebastian. But up here, traveling around the battlefield and stuff like that, it was kind of, I can't really put a word to it, melancholy, It just was, I guess you want to call it depressing, I guess. But you know what? That happened a long time ago, and I've been coming here for the last 20-some years now. And it just seems like it's the same thing. Nothing has really, really changed. I mean, it is the mecca for all paranormal investigators and a lot of the history buffs, too. And then just going and it's really, really neat, like, hey, Tony, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. And that was like pretty interesting to see all the people out there who are really getting into the paranormal investigations now out here. It really, really, it just kind of like makes me feel good, and who knows tomorrow, because I'm going home tomorrow, but there's a battlefield down the road, and it was called Antietam, that has a sunken road on it. And I'm just going to drive down there and go around there. That's a pretty interesting battlefield too. A lot of history, a lot of sad history and stuff like that. But that's about it. It's been a nice vacation. There's a lot of things that I have gone through and did, and it's just kind of like really pretty cool, Hey, Tony, do you want to come on the show? I'll send you a link. Sebastian, if you want to come on the show, I'll send you a link. What I want to talk about tonight is hopefully that a real good friends of mine who have a group, they went to Good to see you, buddy. Um, they went to this place called, what do we call it? The Blanner Hassett Island Historical State Park. And they did an overnight investigation down there. And from what they came back and told me all about it, it was interesting. They really had um, a good time. It was, I mean, I know that they had to go over on the boat and cross over. And I'm going to see if I'm going to send a request to my friend Anthony over there, see if he'll want to come on. All right, Anthony, I just sent it. If you want to come on the show, that would be pretty cool. But it just it sounded really, really interesting. It is like from Parkersburg, West Virginia. And they had to take a boat over to this island. And, I was hoping that my guest would come on and talk about it. Oh, by the way, Tara is not feeling good again tonight. So, so let's all pray that she does a little bit better. I don't have my notes with me. I forgot them at home. There he is. Hey, my man Tony, how are you, buddy? Thank you for coming on, brother.
How you doing, brother? I ain't seen you in a while.
I know, dude. I know it's been a while. But yeah, my friends they went down to this place called the Blenner Hassett Island, and they got to go over on a boat, and they actually stayed the night, and they slept on an Indian burial ground.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and they said that they had a lot of good things going on.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting. What surprised them the most about it was sleeping on, in tents on top of the burial ground. So that would be kind of interesting. Hey, thank you so much for coming on, buddy.
Oh yeah.
How's things going with you?
Oh, they're awesome, man. Awesome, man. I've been busy. Getting ready for Fear Fest New Orleans here next weekend. So I'm excited about that. Go do some investigations down there in the bayous and wherever else they got. It's an event, it's a Fear Fest 2020, the Paragon down there.
Right.
One of my friends is having. Getting ready for that. So that's getting equipment ready and stuff like that. I'm excited about that one.
Well, how far do you live from there?
14 hours.
14 hours. Holy smokes, that's a long haul.
Yeah, that's down there. I'm on the west side of Texas.
Okay. Oh, all right. My producer Joe, who owns the station, is in New Orleans, man. Maybe I can get some contact information for you. Maybe he'd like to join you guys down there.
Yeah, I'll be speaking down there at that event. And
what is it?
Fear Fest New Orleans.
Okay, you'll be speaking there.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be one of them. They're having actors. My friend's having actors. Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's going to be down there. He's having a lot of people, a lot of horror people down there.
Mm-hmm.
So getting ready for that this coming weekend. So I'm actually leaving Wednesday night. So that's right around the corner. So I can't wait. I go to work and I come home. I go to work and get my stuff done just to come home real quick and make the day go by fast.
True. So you're going to be down there the whole weekend?
We're going to be down there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Thursday. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We got plenty of time. So yeah, just that right there. And then my podcast, of course, Race World. And I launched a sister podcast called Race World's Oracle of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
That one we speak more about. I have a co-host on that one, which is a dark practitioner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like voodoo?
Yeah, well, he does it all. Voodoo, black magic. We on that podcast, it's more about I bring on because I work with dark and light, and so does he. We work with both, but most people don't know what dark is. You hear the word dark, and it's already got horns and pitchforks and people dancing around a fire. I mean, it's not exactly like that.
Right.
So that one, I bring on more dark practitioners. We do Reiki healings on that one, ruin readings, tarot card readings, anything pertaining to bringing more knowledge of what people consider dark.
And what night is that on?
That one I'm going to do Thursday night, this Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday.
I'm going to have to check up on that and pop in and see how it is. What's going on in the race world nowadays?
And the race world, well, that's going on right there. That, and then getting ready to move to San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, really?
That's just a paranormal playground down there.
Uh-huh.
That's where my forest is at that you heard about before.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be going down. Yeah, I'll be right there down the street from it.
Oh, my God, dude.
So I'll be going there barefoot all the time.
So have you, since the last we talked, how many times have you been to the forest?
I think I've been there twice, 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 times.
Anything new?
Oh yeah, I caught actually a portal opening and closing during the daytime, and I filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that, and of course that place never disappoints. It's so wild. It's got a huge following. People, when I go live from there, I mean, it just draws so many people because it's so interesting because there's so much stuff in there.
Okay, now for my viewers out there who have never met you, can you explain a little bit about the forest to them?
The forest is it's a place that we went to one night. We were down there. My son was doing a music show, and we were a little bored afterwards. So we said, "Hey, let's go." I said, "Let's go find somewhere just to go and investigate." You know what I mean? We weren't even planning to do this. We go to this forest, and we met a family there. Well, actually, it was a husband and wife, nephew, and a friend. And we went in there, and before you know it, I mean, I could tell real quick that this was different. The vibe was different. The energy was just off the chart, and they ended up the nephew and the friend ended up getting possessed in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did. And then as we walked to the other side of the forest, we actually crossed a gateway, or if you want to call it a portal. We actually went and crossed through that one. We had what now I know what are fairies illuminating all around us. And they actually follow you. And they'll speak to you mentally, and try to draw you in deeper into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
If you have bad intentions, they're going to try to draw you into the forest and get you to go over a cliff and fall in the river, because there's a river right up. You cross a bridge, there's the big river underneath it. So you got water energy going through there, which we know that's a conductor of energy. So there's plenty of energy there. And now that I've come to find out that I've been, after 11 times in 2.5 years of investigating there. This one of the last times that I went, I actually found out that I've been on a shamanic journey in there. That's the reason why I connect so much with the forest. Which at one time I went in there and I found I had earned my bone.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a bone which represents Earth.
Right.
Earth, yes. And then I got me my rock. I had to earn all this, which is a hagstone, which you can see the hole in it.
Yep, sure do.
Right, what this just represents water. And then I had my feather, which I got, which represents air. And then my other stone, which represents fire. So, but I had to earn those. So it wasn't easy.
Right. I totally understand that. Did you find your arrowhead yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. That may be the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
But I got all 4. I got all 4 elements now.
Now, when you set those elements up around you, like if you have them when you got your podcast and do some, do you feel like a universal energy or some kind of natural energy on that?
Yes, because I keep them right here next to me. The feather is the one is the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
That one, it's this one right there. It's that one right there.
Is that a turkey feather?
No, it's an owl feather.
An owl feather. Oh,
Yeah, and this is what the indigenous people wore actually in that land. They would wear
okay.
it because I did research and I found that the indigenous people would wear that. Actually, I found a picture of one that had it in his hair. This one is the one that has the most energy.
Okay.
Even when I hold it, you can feel it. I mean, if you almost feel like you want to levitate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can understand that because owl magic is like really, really very strong, very powerful. And if I'm not mistaken, owl magic or owl energy, something to do with seeing in the dark, seeing the light that's inside the dark. Am I
Yes.
correct on that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And do you use that owl energy to do your investigations with?
Um, I don't know because I already have that. I mean, I'm real good at seeing in the dark. As my
Mm-hmm.
team is known, we're notorious for not using flashlights because we go in the dark, and
Mm-hmm.
I can actually see better in the dark. Even the moonlight, well, is to me, it's like the sun.
Oh, you know what? I totally agree with you. And a lot of people think that I'm crazy when I say this. For me, I get more energy from the moon than I do the sun. Do you ever kind of understand that?
Yes, the I get both, but the moon, there's something about the moon that I just uh, I'm just drawn to it.
No, yeah. You throw your crystals out to clear them up.
Yes, sir. It
Hi,
was
Cindy. How are you? Good to see you, bud.
Yeah, because we have a crystal store, and we we charge them with the moons.
Hmm. And it because not so much me. I'm I really don't dabble too much into the stones or crystals or stuff like that. And that, it's my own personal experience thing for that. But my brother does. And one time he did, and my God, honest to God, you could just see the energy just popping off on that damn thing. You
Right.
know what I mean? I remember my brother. I love him to death, Tony. I'm telling you, my real brother. I love him to death, but that boy got some negative energy. Okay, he really, he really does. And those pure crystals that people put around as necklaces? They're like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just like that. He had this is a true story. Okay, it was clear. Somebody gave him that as a present. And so, like, for a whole month, he had some really bad energy, man. He had some bad mojo. And, dude, that thing got clouded and it got really, really dark. Okay. And it was like, I looked at him and I said to him, I'm like, you need to get rid of that because they do work.
Yeah, they do.
Mhm. Neil Carr says here, good evening, gentlemen, watching, listening from Portland, Oregon. And I'm an owl experiencer from childhood when I saw a huge round silver glowing owl, like the moon accompanied by a silver humanoid. Interesting. What do you think of that, Tom?
Experienced my childhood when I saw a huge round silver glowing owl like the moon accompanying. In that forest, you would hear the owls when you get there. Uh, for me, it does because I have a connection with that place. I've had many people try to remotely go there, and it kicks them out. Either it gets violent with them with the because there's two shamans in there now. They're ancestor shamans, and you just can't go in there just because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
They have to invite you in, like they have to allow you to come in. And I've had several people now. Uh, of course, for me, I've had a relationship with it since the first time we went, so I'm allowed to go in, and I can take someone with me, and because I guess I'm vouching for them in a way. But in there is you will hear the owls start to hoot. Uh, they're all signals. And I know that's when things are fixing to start, and that's usually when the fairies come out. Hey, Pam, and then so but we have seen round blue balls when the owls start to hoot. You
Mm-hmm.
will see a round blue ball in the distance that'll start to float around of energy.
And have you done any research on that blue round ball?
Well, I mean, of course, just you can call it an orb, and then I don't know if you know, not everybody believes in orbs. You know, so it's I believe that it's just the support of energy that it's because in there the fairies are one type of spirit, and then you have the balls that come out. That's another type of spirit. There's so many in there. You know, there's
Mm-hmm.
different ones, and so it will appear that this last time that we went, which was about maybe 3 months ago. Um, that one one of my members, one of the gentlemen that was helping me that night, that went with us, because I finally got me two very good investigators to go in, so they could validate what I've been talking about.
Right.
And he did see the blue ball on the distance that it came out through the forest trees.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it does have something to do. I know that when the owls start to hoot, the fairies start to show up.
Would you consider the owl as a guardian of the forest
Well,
at night?
it could be. I mean, they are the ones that are up at night. I mean, they can see everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they are protectors.
Have you ever, when you have saw the owl, um, did you ever try talking to the owl? Because I talk to the animals. I was wondering if you do.
The owl, I have not had a chance to, but the fairies, I do.
Okay. And may I make a suggestion? And I don't know if you understand this. But if you go into the forest again, do you leave the fairies gifts? I'm being honest with you. I leave the milk and honey.
The last time that I went, last time that I went specifically to cross over the first gateway, which I call it's going into another realm, another portal. Then there's another one behind it. That one I went into, and then I went specifically to make an offering. And that one I did leave an offering. I made an offering to the shaman.
Okay. That's interesting because for me, where I live, there's not too many owls. Okay. We have a lot of hawks. We got a lot of crows. I'll tell you what, with me, a lot of the ravens, I have been having a lot of ravens, okay, just circle around me all the time. And, kind of like for me, it was like, well, what the hell are you all doing here? But I did some research and I asked some people who are knowledge about ravens, and they told me that have you ever heard of the goddess Morgana Le Fay?
Mhm. Yes.
Okay, they're these people who have taught me or told me about the ravens are a part of her. Okay, so I'm wondering if it's legit or um, that maybe I got the goddess Morgana there, hanging around me for some reason. You know what I mean? I know I have used her whenever I went in to clear houses to clear demons, and maybe she is part of like my guides, like my protection.
Right.
How about you? Do you have a goddess? Do you?
I have 5 guides, and
Okay.
and the raven is a protector also, but he also goes into the other realms, so they will follow you. Because I do have some that will follow me also, especially
Hmm.
when I'm out in the field. I've had them come up to me, and I didn't even realize they were that big. I thought they were small. If
Right.
you get up to one, I mean, there's some big birds.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, and yes, I do have 5 guides.
Okay. Are they all mine? I have angels. I have angels, and I have like I have the wolf, what is my main guide, my main spirit guide animal, and then I got the red tail hawk. right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also have the guardian angel Uriel, Uriel.
Yes.
And I'm telling you what, he's big and bad, and he doesn't take names. He just goes right at it. And what I like about Uriel with me is because there's sometimes I do stupid things, okay, and he's there like kicking me in the ass, like pulling me back from it, like smacking me across the head, like listen, you don't need to do that. Um, Jillian Stewart says, "Hi, you
Yeah.
Americans."
Hey, Joanne, how you doing?
Um, but but he would smack me about that. But I really rely upon my spirit guides whenever um, I investigated or whenever I went in to fight a demon or clear a ghost out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it seems like I'm coming up on a year this November. Um, it'll be a year of retirement for me from the paranormal investigating.
Right.
And it's funny. You think, okay, I'm not going to do this no more. But it's funny how spirit puts situations in front of you. It's like, okay, you are going to do this. You are
Right.
going to go help these people out. Have you ever had any experience like that, buddy?
Oh yes, man. I just went through it because I've been doing podcasting now for about this next month will be a year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's but I do investigations too because that's primarily what I do. I have my team, Texas Race Hunters, and that's where my passion is at. Just yesterday, I had to go to about 2 hours away at work, and I saw this house, and this house just called me. I mean, it looked spooky. It was just right up my alley. I mean, and I miss it. I miss it. This podcasting is cool and everything. I like it. I get to meet so many people and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But man, my heart is investigating. Just drop me in the middle of a forest or an abandoned house or something, in the night, and I'm like a little kid. It's I'm serious, man. I mean, oh my
Right,
gosh.
right. For me, I just I don't know. Like I'm coming up like almost. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. Um, like 5 years now doing podcast. Okay, and I kind of like it. It for me, it's like I can still be part of the paranormal field, right? But I'm 61 years old, dude. Okay, and going at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and coming home and going to work after that just ain't happening no more.
Oh, that's all right, man. Man, I can still hang with the youngsters. My team consists of 30-year-olds, and I'm 50. I'm 55, and I can give them a run for their money.
Yeah, at one point in time I did. But listen, Pam has a question for you, my friend. She says, "Doesn't the raven represent wisdom and knowledge?"
It does, and
Yes.
that's what they bring. Just when they're around you, they're trying to bring you a message.
But I will tell you this, Pam, and it's for me. I don't know about Tony, but I actually there's like three ravens whenever I pull into the parking lot where I work at, right? There's three ravens that are sitting right on the lamppost, okay? And they start squawking, and
Yeah.
they're lying. Oh my God, are they lying? And if I do not acknowledge them, they get mad. Do you know what I mean? So when I see them sitting on the light pole, I say, "Good morning, guys. Good to see you."
Yes.
But it's like, do you feel the same way around animals when you're near them? Do you talk to the animals?
Oh yeah, I have a good relationship with the animals. They're always attracted to me. If
Mm-hmm.
it's a dog barking, I can calm them down when I get around. The owner will say, "Man, you know what? That dog is always being mean. I don't see how you can just walk up to him." And my
Mm-hmm.
cats, I have cats. I've always had cats,
Right.
and they speak to me. I can call them in my mind, and my cats will show up on the bed if I want them to come to bed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a real good relationship with the animals, with nature.
And it must be in our blood. You know what I mean? I remember I was a pizza delivery boy at one time, and I went to this house and I swear to God, they had two Rotties. Don't get me wrong, I love Rottweilers, but I swear to God, they like rip your throat out if you know. But I'd walk up to the door to get the pizza, and they'd be like, "Roo, roo, roo," you know. And the and the owner says to me, she goes, "That is the first ever." You know what I mean? It's just like, I guess when you have that energy, you know, and that energy to me is a loving and caring energy. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Knowing that I'm not here to hurt them, and they can sense that. So it's like they become your best friends.
Right. It's your intentions, when
Right.
we talk I talk a lot about shadow work,
Okay.
and I don't know if people know about that, as shadow work is dealing with your traumas
Mm-hmm.
and healing, because that holds you back. It holds back your abilities. It holds you back as a person. It's a different type of therapy. It's not your doctor therapy, because when they say, "Well, we don't know what's wrong with you," well, it's not because of something physically, it's because it's spiritually. You're carrying a wound in your heart. So that's we do shadow work on people, and that's what helps you to release your abilities, to strengthen them, and so that's an awesome thing to do. We need that.
Yes. I haven't particularly now Tara, who's a co-host with me on the show. I know she does a lot of that shadow healing, and it has worked a lot for her. It was really looked good to it, but it just seems like either for me, Tony, it's either A, I don't have the time, or B, I'm not supposed to be doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I guess I just listen to what spirit has to tell me, and then I can go from there.
Right. And
Uh,
it helps a lot with people that've been in the military like yourself.
right,
Because I have
right,
another friend that he was in Vietnam, and he's a podcaster too, and that's it's helping him also to get past all those traumas.
right.
You know, and so like I said, and that's something that we need, because if you're trying to find your path, you're trying to find out who you are, what you're supposed to do in this earth, in this time. That's what those old wounds is what holds you back, those old hurts and everything. We've all done something bad in our life, and so forgiveness, to forgive oneself and move forward. It's just
Hmm.
it's a release, and when that release comes, that's when your energy builds up, and now you'll be able to move forward, and it's not just moving forward in life, but moving in your spiritual life.
Is it more when you finally do this shadow work and you do clear a lot of your negativity that happened in the past? Does it actually make you feel better? Does it drain you out? Stuff like that.
Well, it's kind of like this. When you ever have a good old fashioned cry, I
Yes,
mean, you just
yes,
wailing, just let it out, and then right after you let it out, it's just like you just got that relief that you just got
right.
this ton of bricks off of you. It's the same
Hmm.
thing. You'll feel that release. You're released from that bondage that you've had, and then it's like I said, you're gonna sleep better after a good cry. Everybody goes to sleep like a baby,
Yeah, yeah.
because you release that, and your the positivity comes in, and your body relaxes.
Hmm.
um, so that's like I said, that's very important to do, for people that are looking to find their ways and their path on what they're supposed to be doing.
That sounds interesting. You know
Mhm.
what? Maybe you know when all the craziness that's going on in my life today, right now, um, maybe I'll dip into that, give it a shot.
Right.
Because I'm open to new things now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And being in the spiritual field for a long time, my eyes, I've been opened up to a lot of things out there that people would not understand. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But
And that clears your intentions, and that's why the animals are drawn to you, because animals pick up your intentions. They
mhm,
know if you're going to hurt them. They know if they get closer, you're going to kick them, because they feel that. They're
right.
more in tune. So it's your intentions that start to clear up, and now so that's really going to help you to manifest whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest. Is your intentions will be clear.
Did you have a hard time starting that shadow work, or did you doubt it at all at one point?
No, because I've been around this all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've said that before. Since I was 8 years old, and so I learned a lot of things at a very early age, and I learned magic. I learned true magic, not YouTube magic. you know, and so I learned the darker sides, as we call dark. But now I have a new word for the dark side of it. It's not dark; it's balance.
It's
Because
balance. Okay.
we have balance because we have the light and we have the dark, but it's balanced. You have balance now because you can't be one or the other all the time.
Right.
So you have to have that balance, and you use whichever one you need to use. Like I was going to ask you, you said that you dealt with demons before, or Damians as we call them.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get rid of those?
When I would honestly, what I would do is I'd go under in my meditating state, and then I would call in Uriel, okay, and I would call in the wolf, Lakota, right,
Right,
and he'd bring his boys around. You know what I mean? And they kind of helped me. I just didn't go right up to the thing and said, "Boom, you're gone. I'm not going to duke it out with you." At first, I did that, and I got my butt kicked. But when I started to use what was given to me to protect me, and that's what I used.
right,
All I know is at the end, when it was all said and done, the angels would snatch that demon or daemon or whatever, and they would take them away. Right
right,
now, wherever they took them, I don't know. I don't know where that is. And and a lot of my clients would call me back a month or two later and say, "My God, thank you for doing that." You know what I mean? Tony, I look at it like this: is that it's not me who's doing that, right? I'm
right,
just a vessel. That's the big man. That's God
right.
working through me. You know, because I remember at the beginning I have an egotistical problem with it because I was like really kicking somebody's asses. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I really thought, and then one day, and this is a true story, and I'm very open and honest on my program here, but I want to share it with you. I remember a long time ago when I really started getting into fighting demons and, getting rid of bad ghosts and stuff like that. Um, I just got done, clearing that and fighting and getting rid of like two or three demons. And I had an ego, dude. I had a freaking ego. And I said to myself, I am so damn good. I can take on Satan. I did.
How
I
did that
said
go
that.
for you?
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. So I said that. And you know what? God, right? God, he allowed that to happen.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean? He allowed that to happen. And for 3 days and 3 nights, I got my ass kicked. I really did. I was depressed. My body was aching. Now, he didn't hurt me. I mean, he couldn't hurt me, but I'm just saying, my life was all messed up for 3 days. You know what I mean? And on the third day, um, you know, he walked away and he turned around and he looked at me and he says, "If you ever want to try this again, just give me a call." I'm like, "I'll see you." Well, it was nice knowing you for the last 3 days. And Tony, on my father's grave, and he came back and he said, turned around again before he left, and he said, he looked at me and he said, "You know what? I really, really give you a ton of credit." And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, why is Satan saying that to me? Okay, why is he, kind of mind boggling, you know? And I asked him, why did he say that? Quote unquote, even though I was beating your butt, okay, he said to me, he said, "You never gave up.
Yeah.
You never gave up." And I tell you what, I got really, really humble on that. What's that for, Pam? Huh?
Those are people that know me in the chat. They're probably going to be making fun of me now because they're going to start calling me Tony. Because you're the only one, I've told you that you're the only one that in my life that I've ever allowed to call me Tony.
Oh, wow. I'm honored. Oh, okay.
So there's several in there, man. So they're going to start poking at me now. Hey, Tony.
But yeah, that happened, dude.
Yeah.
And interesting story. Thank you, Pam. Pam, honest to God, that is a true story. That I mean, I wouldn't lie to you on that. I have nothing to be egotistical about, Tony.
It's good to be humbled.
It is. That humbled me so much. And then it realized as time went on, after that little incident that I had, I got real humble with spiritual work. I got real humble, in the paranormal field. You know what I mean? It was just like, okay, I am not this big, bad, powerful, paranormal investigator that goes, I kicks ass 16 later. No, I came real humble, and I just started accepting for what was happening, and that's when I started to treat everything like how I wanted to be treated.
Right.
How about you?
Yes, I've had the same experience. In fact, I asked a lot of people, a lot of my guests on my podcast is, have you ever had an experience that on an investigation, wherever you went, that changed the way you investigated from that time on? I had Carl Johnson on my podcast. I don't know if you know who he is. He's the one that originally investigated the Conjuring House with the Warrens. And I asked him the same question. But for myself, I went on an investigation, another one that I stumbled on. I don't know how I stumbled on these places, and that one was a lot of rituals done at that particular place. And that one, there was a Haitian god that I actually stumbled upon his altar.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. And that one whooped my butt. That one did, like you said, it handed it to me 3 times or whatever. Just kept coming back, and that from that point on, it really did change the way that I investigated after that, because I was the same way. I was really gung ho at one time. I would go in there and take names and everything. I'm ready to take on any demon or whatever is in there. I didn't care, and until I met my match,
right.
and it got me. But it was good because now I don't see it the same way. Now I really do know that these are really people, and they really have feelings. And and when I think about my family members, I mean, I wouldn't want to. I don't even here where I live. I live in West Texas, so that we have a lot of oil field traffic. So we have a lot of accidents. A lot of people get killed on the side. They have accidents, so they make these little crosses and everything for them. And I remember that we went to one, and I said, "Hey, let's go. Maybe let's go check out these places. Maybe they're still there." And we went to one, and I don't know what happened. It was after that too. It's like, I don't know. I don't think this feels right. I said, I wouldn't. If it was my daughter or my son, my wife, I don't think I would want a paranormal investigator here asking her questions.
Right.
And it hit me like that. And I didn't used to be like that. I'd be kicking up the dirt before and everything. And I felt it was just disrespectful. I mean, I didn't, because they took care of that little area. The family did. They would cut the grass around it and keep it nice and tidy. And I said, so somebody cares about these people, or this person that's here. And I said, if it was one of my family members, I don't want somebody here with a mail meter and K2 meter, asking, is anybody here? Is anybody here? Leave my member alone.
Right.
So that's what I mean. That I feel like there's times to do it and there's times not to do it like that.
Right. That's just like for me, traveling out on a country road and seeing an old cemetery, with a lot of old gravestones on it. And I parked the car, and then, I simply asked, do I need to go in there or not? You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I'm thinking that maybe, I'm sorry to interrupt you. But
It's okay.
I'm thinking that maybe what I started to do is I started asking permission.
Yeah, you have
I
to.
started to ask permission, even at the forest. When I went one of these last times too, um, I actually asked permission to come in this time. I wasn't just barging in. So
Right.
now when I go on an investigation, that's what I do. I ask for permission to be there, and then if I feel like I get the okay, everything's good. I might get a little resistance from anything that's negative there, of course,
Right.
but I ask for permission to go in, especially cemeteries or any places like that, or sacred grounds, especially sacred grounds. Yeah, you want to
Yes.
do that, and I ask for permission now. So that's something that I didn't used to do before.
Which is good, and I'm glad that you do that. That was a really big number one thing for me to do, is to ask permission for us to go in there. You know what I mean? And never, maybe a couple of times it happened where I felt, no, we're not really allowed to be in here. Let's go find another place. But I have found out that when you do ask for permission, you go in, and it's like the spirits are all happy.
Yeah,
Because think about it, Tony, right? I mean, you've been at that cemetery as a ghost for what, 100 years, right? And that's where your spirit is. Okay. And no one ever comes and visits you.
right.
No one. They just don't, you don't exist anymore. Now, let me ask you this question to you. All right. You've been dead for 100 years and nobody visits you. Okay. And all of a sudden, you see a bunch of people going in the cemetery with little flashlights and flashing lights, and you're like, and then you realize, hey, some of them people can listen to me and hear me.
Yep.
Would you not go and invite, like do your damnedest to go over there and say, hey, um, hi, my name's Tony, you know, but that they can hear you,
hmm
you'd be ecstatic, man. You'd be ecstatic. In fact, all the spirits in there would be ecstatic. Wow, these people know about us.
Yeah.
And my number one rule too was, dude, if you show them respect and you treat them with respect, in return, they're going to respect you,
Right.
and you'll get better evidence. It has worked. You
Yeah.
got to be nice, but dude, if I was that spirit laying in that cemetery and I seen you walking through, dude, I'd be up in your face. Hey, Tony, what's up? How you doing?
And actually, I've changed because I have a member. He does the SB7, and he's amazing with the SB7.
Mhm.
He gets so much clear evidence from it, and he does that. He goes in with love and light. He talks to them with love. He tells them he loves them, and he gets so much evidence. Instantly that it also that by seeing watching him do that, that it also added to my change that you know what? There's something to this because he gets a lot of evidence like this. He comes in, he's real respectful. He tells them he loves them.
Mhm.
He's not just going in there and what's your name? Are you a bad spirit or a good spirit? He doesn't do that. He
Right.
really shows a lot of respect and a lot of genuine love to them, and they're attracted to that, and
Yes.
and they start to speak to him. He has some clear AVPs.
Cool.
So that I started to do that also. It's going now. Like I said, it's a lot of times it's because the people that we watch or we hang around with, like everything, you start hanging around with certain people, you start acting that way. And so I started doing that, and that helped me a lot to get a lot of good evidence.
Right. Yes. Now, Pam has a question. Is there anything special you do for protection you do before you investigate?
She's just picking my brain. She's got an opportunity right now, so she's taking it. All right, Pam, you got me. Is there anything special you do to protect before you go into investigate? Okay, that's another thing. I didn't used to use protection. And that sounds kind of weird right there.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't weird.
um, uh, I didn't used to use protection, and we would just go gun ho in there. And there was one time that we went to so many places at the end of the night, that I actually felt like I just had this blanket, this hot, like just a dirty blanket over me. And I remember I had told my team, I said, I think we're gonna have to do something because I think we have a lot of negativity from everywhere we went tonight. And so now, yes, I do have protection. I mean, now of course I invite my guides to go with me. Of course, that's another thing is to speak and have a relationship with your guides and know who they are. You know, I have my five guides, and then I have um, my own energy that I have. I guess I really don't want to call them a spirit animal. Um, um, so I go in different now.
And for me, it's the same way. I was like Tony at the beginning. I just go in and go in, full Rambo. I didn't care. Um, then it was just like I went to a couple places myself, and I always brought, my wolf with me, Lakota.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Wherever I went, he went with me.
Right.
Everywhere. I mean, he's big, bad, and if you mess with me, then he's going to rip you apart. And I've seen him do that in
Yeah.
meditations. But I I love it. I love it when Lakota's around, and I know when he's around. You know
Right.
what I mean? I know he don't if he don't play. He don't play. And I don't know if this has happened to you though, but for me, whenever I would have the Uriel around, when I would have Lakota around, right? It would just seem like I would go into a place and it was like all the spirits ran away.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? They left because they knew who was with me.
Right.
But there were a lot of times that I investigated a place with my group, and I had to actually sit in my car for 2 hours so I could get some evidence. Have you ever ran into something like that with you being afraid or the spirits running away when you ever have walked in? Now, that's not being egotistical. That's being truthful. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
How about you?
With me, I'm more a magnet,
Okay.
and it doesn't matter where I go. I'm a magnet. Now I do have my other protectors, protectors,
Mm-hmm.
which Pam's gonna find out right now. But I have my other protectors are dragons,
Okay.
and
Okay. Yeah.
I'm actually holding my dragon tooth right now.
Sweetness.
See, so
My
um,
brother's really big into dragons, Tom.
yeah,
He
and
really is.
they are real. I mean, I'm surrounded by them, but they mostly eat the people.
Do they?
Yeah, if you come in with a bad intention or anything like that, and or you're a dark practitioner and you try to uh, remote to my house or anything like that, yeah, you're
Mhm.
gonna get eaten.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Do you
so
what kind of dragon do you work with? The earth, fire, water, air?
they're fire.
The air one?
Yes, all of them are.
Okay. Okay. All of them are air. All right. Yeah, my brother's really big into the dragon magic. He's really big into dragons.
Yes.
Okay. And at first I laughed at him, because I really did not have an understanding. And whenever you go out and you start learning something and you don't know what's going on, in your mind you're going to say, oh my God, you're so full of crap. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just doesn't work. But one day, I sat down and I actually had a conversation with my brother, and I said to him, can you explain this dragon stuff to me a little bit more? And then I started to understand it. But I never worked with dragons.
Right.
But I know what my wolf will do if someone would step, because a lot of times that I would go into meditation, okay, and somebody would be trying to sneak in on me, and Lakota would have nothing of it, and
Mm-hmm.
and just rip them apart. How about them Dallas Cowboys? Let's get off the case a little bit here. How about the Dallas Cowboys,
I
man?
have no idea what they're doing.
They're winning. They're 2-0, man. They're like they're all predicting Dallas to go to the freaking Super Bowl this year. I just thought I'd throw that in there. No, Pam, he didn't say fire dragon. It's the air dragon. Yeah. So that's more. See what happened, Tony. Right here's what's happened. Right, Pam called me up about 2 hours before the show, and she said, "You know what? I'll Venom you like $100 if you can get Tony on it." Okay, so I can really get him in a tight spot and
Yeah,
find out more about him.
yeah. She's been trying to pick my brain.
But you know what? It's okay to pick people's brains. You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I
I do
mean?
it all the time.
And you have to. But I am so glad that you came on, dude, because I was like, you don't know how much that means to me that you came on.
Yeah. Oh man, it's an honor to be on here with you, Shawn.
Oh,
Always, always.
and I just like, well, here we go.
See, there you go.
She
Oh
said,
my gosh.
she did, dude. She paid me 100. So you all excited about New Orleans?
Oh yeah, I am. I mean, that's something I've been to Louisiana before, but I've never been to New Orleans or New Orleans as they call it, New Orleans. And because I can hear my friend correcting me already. And so I mean, he lives right there. I mean, so his whole life is just one party thing outside. I mean, Mardi Gras, everything's an event. He tells me. So he's gonna have some hoodoo practitioners.
Okay.
He's going to have a hoodoo witch doctor also conducting hoodoo blessings. There's going to be like I said, all the horror actors. I mean, it's just a huge event that he's having down there.
What is your thoughts on voodoo and hoodoo?
That's awesome. You can work with that too. And that's another thing that we also bring on Oracle of Darkness on my second podcast. We talk about that. We have classes also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a co-host and with his side is Altar of Darkness, and so he also has classes. So we combine together, we merge together, and actually he was having a class just a while ago, and I popped out of it. So I played little hooky there, and I jumped out of the class and jumped on yours when I seen the link.
So you got to thank Pam for that because she's the one that like twisted my arm and paid me $100 for you to get on the show.
All right.
That's funny.
So we bring those teachings like that of magic and protection spells and you name it. I mean, that's something that you don't see a lot, especially on podcasts. You might see it a little bit on TikTok, but not on a podcast where we can bring that to people and start to show them that it's not the dark is not all that scary. It's misunderstood, and of course, anything that's misunderstood is scary. Especially if you come from a Christian background or anything like that, then yeah, you're not gonna get near it, But what's gonna happen? I know some Christians that are investigators. What happens when you deal with a demon that doesn't leave in the name of Jesus? So you're gonna have to call it an inferno, which is also called, but
exactly.
your hell is an inferno too.
You know what? You're so right because I listen to people, demonologists, and I have no problem with them. You know what I mean? Sometimes there are some out there that are little showy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I really haven't ran into any like really, really good demonologists. But here's my theory on demonology. Okay. I mean, you can go online, you can learn a prayer, okay, and then you're a demonologist, right?
Right.
So if you look at it, there are like 2,500 different demons out there now.
Right.
So my question to the demonologist is, what demon are you working with? What demon are you actually working with? Is it a bad demon?
Yeah. They're actually not working with any because they're just running them off or trying to run them off.
Right. And then they say, well, if you tell in the Jesus name they're supposed to go. In my experience, Tony, they don't go.
This is what you
No.
call another inferno, like yourself. You call Oreo. Okay, you have good infernos, you have bad infernos, yes. But sometimes it takes a bigger one to come in and get the other one out of there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Right.
There's many, many, many times when I would go into my meditation. You know how I knew there were demons in around me? Do you remember Uncle Fester
Yes.
from the Adams Family? Dude,
Mm-hmm.
they were they all would look like Uncle Fester. No lie. I knew it when it was crazy. It was insane. It was, and that's a true story. Oh, Pam Harris says, "LOL, son, we are buddies." But no, I think voodoo and is very, very interesting. I really haven't gotten into the whole religion itself. But let me ask you this, sir: is there a difference between hoodoo and voodoo?
Well, one is the like the Americanized one. It's actually Hoodoo is the original one. You know,
Okay,
so that's the one that comes from the deeper from Africa. So, but it's an awesome religion because you see the people. I don't know if you ever seen an actual ritual when they allow themselves to be possessed by the spirit.
right,
It's when they can eat glass and they dance on fire and stuff. But it is it is very powerful, and that's something else that we also teach in these classes too, how to make your own voodoo doll, your hoodoo dolls.
right.
So, but of course, but we also give the foundation of it, you know, and so that's something that I also want to experience when I go down there.
Ah,
So I mean, like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited because New Orleans, it has everything down there that has to do
yes,
spiritually, and it's
yes, they
really,
do.
really strong. So that's going to be very exciting for me when I get down there.
My producer Joe, he always tells me when I come down, he's going to take me back in the swamps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said there is some like really crazy crap. Hey, listen, Tone, real quick. I'm going to take 30 seconds, okay, and then I'm going to, and thank Carnation, okay, bud.
Right. Right.
All right, let me get the 30-second deal up. There it is. Hey, welcome back to the second hour of Into the Night with my friend Tony. Tony, since I'm the only one that's allowed to say that, I feel honored. I feel honored. But I want to thank Carnation for sponsoring the second hour of Into the Night. Tony, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
uh, to uh, to all my followers that are out there that'll be watching here pretty soon, as soon as they get around and get out of class and everything. Um, the Altar of Darkness, of course, he's my co-host, Hirschman. Um, I got a lot of sponsors I could give shout outs to.
Please do. I mean, I'm open about everything.
Of course, United Paranormal Program because they sponsor me. Parapost 2 International, Paranites Plus, uh, from the Dust Crystals and Minerals, Talking to the Source, and of course, I already mentioned Altar of Darkness. And I think there's one more, I guess. No, that's about it.
Okay. Tell me about that's what I wanted to bring up to you. It just popped into my head for the 30 seconds. Um, how's your shop going? How's your wife's crystals?
It's going real good. I mean, we've constantly getting inventory in. It's pretty neat because we get some awesome stuff. This one here, we just got it. This one here, and I think you liked one, but this is a different one.
Yeah, ever since I said I'd buy it off you, quit talking to me.
No, That's a different one. This is the one with a dragon on top.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
one you liked was the one with the raven on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. And then you just quit talking to me about it. You really did. I was like, oh hell, what did I do to
It's because my
Tony?
wife sold it. And I keep feeling like, man, we need to get another one. I'm just gonna send it to him.
Okay, I have a question here. For you, Tone.
Yeah,
Can voodoo or hoodoo cure physical illnesses?
it can, just like anything. Anything can. It just depends on where you're at with it. If yeah, of course, this is where you fall in the belief. If you believe that it helped you, it will help you. But most
Mm-hmm.
of the times, there's some magic that'll help you with whether you believe or not. It's kind of like curses and hexes. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. If a real dark practitioner does it and an intention like that, then it's gonna come visit you, whether you believe or not.
Right.
So, but it can, yes, it can.
And well, back to the crystals because I wanted to have a show on this. Um, what are the healing properties of different crystals?
It just depends. I mean, like this one here, this is an obsidian, golden obsidian, and it has a
Mm-hmm.
real nice golden to it.
Right.
This one I use for healing. I use this one when I do Reiki, because it absorbs the negativity, but it's very good. I mean, it's just by holding it, and so it just depends. The quartz crystal that you said, like the one I had around my neck, that one will amplify everything. So
Okay.
you don't want to wear this one with another crystal. You don't want to mix it up because if you can't handle it, it's going to really blow your mind. And of course, I mean, you have just all tons. You got the other obsidian too, which is this one here. Um, I'm surrounded by them, and then you got your selenite, which this is a cleansing
Okay.
crystal. This is where you can set your crystals on and cleanse off the negativity because you don't want to wear them all day. I mean, if you wear them during the daytime, you don't want to sleep with them. You want to lay them down and get all that junk that was around you that day. Sometimes we get mad, upset, and everything else. So we're putting into it. Other people's energies that are projecting anything, you always want to cleanse them.
All right. We have Robert Odell. Thank you. Hello, everyone from Richmond, Virginia, aka RVA and Rift Nation Network. You all have an awesome show. Thanks. Thank you for coming on and listening, dude. Appreciate that.
And then this is my new buddy right there.
Oh, okay.
This one's real pretty. I forgot. It's called Shag Night something. My wife is the only one can pronounce it. It's got gold in it too.
Oh my God. So, what did you have to do in order to get that one? Did you have to promise her a diamond ring or what?
No, that's part of our inventory. When we get the inventory, that's what's cool about it is that I get to open the boxes. And then I open them up, and if I like something, okay, I'm taking that one. I'm taking that one. I'm taking that one.
Cindy Mitch, my friend, says, "Wow, that's amazing. Can you show that again to her? I mean, is that for sale or is that yours?"
This is mine.
Okay.
It's actually purple. It's got a purple hue and a blue hue, and then it's got like you can see the gold in it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can get. Oh, there it is. See how it looks.
Purple. Is it real gold or is it pyrite?
I don't know. I have to ask her. She's the one. She's the expert in it.
Mm-hmm. Does she ever have a crystal podcast?
We're fixing to start a live. We're going to start doing live auctions.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, because I have a ton of them. We order the most unique crystals that we can find.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not your typical crystals that you just go and buy at the store. So we really take time to pick each one out. Some of the people in the chat have ordered some. So yeah, I'm surrounded by them. I got them all over the place. The ones that I like. But yeah, we got a lot. So we'll be doing a live when we get back from Fear Fest. We're gonna start the live auctions on podcast.
Honest to God, man, I tell you what, just send me an invite. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Robert Odell says, "Sounds like you're picking out Matchbox cars. The ones that you like."
Yeah.
He said, "That's cool."
Well, yeah, because I said I get first dibs on them.
And what do you give her for getting the first dibs on stuff? I'm gonna have to talk to your wife about that. So, you gotta.
Cause see, I keep my bracelets. I keep them on a satellite tower.
Those are nice, dude. Those are nice.
But the bracelets I had special made though, to my requirements. But I keep those on the satellite tower, so they're always cleansed, and I pop those on. Actually, when I do a podcast, I don't have them on right now. I feel safe here.
You know what? Yeah, I would feel safe too, having all those things around me.
But
I have a black skull. It's obsidian. And I got that, I want to say about 7 or 8 years ago. And I just love it. You know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah.
It sits right next to my bed, and I just feel protected with it. It's pure black. Now, obsidians, are they real black, or does there have to be white stuff in it?
No, I mean it depends. Like I said, there's obsidian, and then there's like the skull that I just showed you is obsidian. Right behind me back there, there's some more. There's an 8-inch crystal ball of obsidian back there.
Oh wow!
That thing is huge and it's heavy. That one you can use for scrying, and I do have some scrying mirrors back there also.
Oh, you do?
Black obsidian, yes.
How are they? Pretty well accurate, the mirrors?
Well, it just depends how you use it. I mean, you of course you have to connect with it. You have to know how to look at it. You have to light your candle and turn off all the lights. If you have red lights, actually, if you can, that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to look at it. It takes practice with it.
Okay. Oh, Robert says lapis is my go-to and tiger's eye.
Yeah, I have some tiger eye towers back there too.
Mm-hmm.
I usually keep them here, but I was running out of rooms. I had crystals everywhere here in front of me, so I had to start moving them back to the back table.
So I can actually say that they got your back, dude.
Yeah, they do.
They got your back.
Like here, I have my rose quartz pendulum.
Okay.
So we have a lot of that. We have a lot of everything. I mean, you name it, we probably have it.
I want that raven, dude.
the raven with the.
Yes, I do.
She sold that one.
No, I know.
I'll get another one because we've been. I told her, I said, man, I don't know, but she runs into a lot of different stuff. Like that one with the dragon on it. That one was pretty cool. I saw that one. I said, okay, that one. I just hit it when I opened it up. I just hit it. Ends up in here.
Well, for me, let's see. Cindy goes, she's laughing. Cindy goes, she's laughing. But for me, whenever I go prospecting for gold, I pick up some unusual rocks. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're not your well-known rocks that you pick up, but if I see a rock that I'm like totally attracted to, I'll pick it up and I'll save it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But for me, it's crazy when Cindy goes, the raven. Cindy Mitch says the ravens hang out at my house. Don't cry. Don't cry on that one, honey. Let me put that out to show Tony you're bawling your eyes out there. Oh no, the house. I thought she was crying there, but no, sorry, my bad. But ravens are great, and believe it or not, I've been reading up on what should I feed them, okay? And because I want to get a better communication with them. Because one time it was crazy. I was talking to this one all the time. And I kept lefting them like bread, just pieces of bread. Well, one day I went out there and there was a marble, marble?
Yep.
Left right where I put the bread at. And I knew it was from him. Seriously, And when I get chills, whenever I mention that story. And another one, my hawk, my red tail, she left me a present on my truck. It was a dead mouse. Yeah. I'm saying to myself, because I saw her fly, right, and drop something on my truck. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, it's a dead mouse. What am I, dead? Whatever. But no. So we know, Bud, that you're going to New Orleans. Um, and you're just going to be looking and feeling and experiencing different types of things. What is your ultimate experience that you want to get out of your trip to New Orleans?
Uh, One, I want to take a lot of footage from the cemeteries. I want to visit those, and then I am going to get a. Um, I'm trying to remember his name. Who's going to have? I don't remember the name of the hoodoo priest. So I'm going to take a hoodoo blessing for him.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to conduct one of those rituals like that. And
Okay.
yeah. Hey Pete, how's it going, Pete? It's one of my friends from San Antonio.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Can I have you back on in a couple of weeks so you
Oh,
can share your experience?
oh yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be
That's great.
wild.
That's cool as hell. Don't forget to go out there and check out the swamps. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
we're gonna try to hit everything. That's why we're going. I'm going a day earlier,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so that we can do our own thing, and then investigate, and then because he's also going to have investigations on the venue, so we'll
Okay.
be investigating with him also.
Pam says, "Good to see you, Shawn, with a green heart." Thank you, Pam. Your show, love your show. Have a great night. Next time I'll send 200 if you will
Dang,
have Tony back again
just
to
send me
see
the
what
money.
else we can learn.
Yeah, just send me the money. Yeah,
Pam, we'll get to you. Don't worry.
yeah.
Yeah, I might not even charge you anything. Maybe, we'll just stick at the 100. I don't know. But I
Mhm.
do, Pam, honestly, I do, Pam, plan to have Tony back on in about 2 or 3 weeks from now, um, and to talk about his experience in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
I am
good.
like really interested on hearing on what is going to happen down there.
Yeah,
You know.
because I will be going live. I'll be going live on the investigations, and I will be doing my podcast from there also.
Oh, you will be.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh man, I'm all psyched up for you. You know, if I knew that if I knew, I knew about this a long time ago. It's just that I still work, right?
Yeah,
And so I really don't have time to do any of this.
I have a full time job.
But, but I just, I, what do you do? What do you do?
I drive a fuel truck, so I'm
Uh,
all over the place. I go from here, from Texas to New Mexico, uh, and back, and everywhere in between.
oh my God. See, I cut meat for a living, brother.
Yeah,
I stand in the cold and cut meat. But no, I got like 6 more years and then I can retire. And then I'm going to be able to go and do
yeah.
what I want to do. Sebastian Moran said, Sebastian's a good dude, Tony. He really is. He's from England.
Uh,
He says, great show this tonight with Shawn and Tony. Thank you, Sebastian, for me.
Another Tony. I don't know who this Tony guy is.
Well, he,
The thing is,
I don't.
you got my friend Pete there from Beyond Belief Paranormal. Now he heard this, so he's gonna start bugging me now. Oh, you did me in.
I honest to God don't know how I started calling you Tony, man.
Uh,
Honest to Pete, I
it's because you
just
say it so genuine. That's for the reason why. When you say it, I don't know why. It just sounds genuine. Like
why
I
thank you,
don't
sir.
know. I don't know why. So that's why I told you from the very first time you called me. That said, hey, you know what? You can call me that. It sounds cool. Sounds cool coming from you.
Thank you. I mean, that just like that's really cool. Glad to hear that. So Halloween's coming up, my friend. Do you have anything interesting happening?
Yes, sir. The 20 the on Halloween, that'll be the 1 year anniversary of Race World podcast.
Oh, sweet.
So I plan to bring on my first guest that I had on it. I'll be playing my very first intro, everything that I did that first time. And then I'm gonna do maybe like an hour of it, and then but I'm gonna be in Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock.
Uh, Lubbock, Texas, at Hell's Gate.
Ooh.
It's a bridge. It's a high rise bridge where the trains used to go on top. You know,
Mhm.
and what they did was the robbers would stop the train on the bridge on that
Oh,
high rise because the people can't jump out. You know what I mean? So they would rob the train they would stop the train, rob it, and then run off on the tracks. But every now and then they would do this so constantly that they would throw people off the
oh,
bridge.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So and then I think they caught some of them and they hung them on the bridge. So I'll be doing the Halloween special event 1 year anniversary of Wraith World with my first guest slash after right after that I'll be in Lubbock, and then I'm going to go into that Hell's Gate investigation for Halloween.
Okay, now that bridge, Hell's Gate, that bridge, does it sit pretty high?
Yes.
It does.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard of the River Gorge Bridge over here in West Virginia?
I think so.
Okay, is it that high?
It's high. If you fall off that, you're gone. You're
Dude,
not.
I'm telling you what, I couldn't even get 2 steps for some reason, man. Even if I look at something like really high, I get
No.
my stomach turns.
Now there is a way that you can go on those tracks, and you can walk on the tracks, and then you'll walk out on the bridge. But if you fall through the old railings, you know what I mean, that you're done.
Better
So-
you than me, brother.
Eh, but the good thing about it is that right across the street from it, there's a cemetery where Buddy Holly's buried at.
Oh, really? Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
You remember Buddy Holly?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's buried there. He's pretty cool. He doesn't have a very big tomb or anything like that. It's just a regular tombstone on the flat on the ground. He's got
Mhm.
a guitar on it.
Okay.
They made it to where you can't take it off, but he's got a guitar there. Uh, that cemetery there also has an angel in the center. It's a big statue of an angel that is legend says that if you go into it at night before you leave, you have to kiss the angel's feet, and if you don't kiss it, then there'll be a spirit waiting for you at the gate. And it has been seen. I haven't seen it because I've been there, but I didn't investigate. It was during the daytime. Nobody wanted to go with me at night, so I just said, okay.
Why?
I don't know. They thought I was gonna scare them or something. I don't know. Nobody trusts me. I don't know why.
Oh, come on, man. I trust you with my life, Tony. I
so
would.
So I'll be doing the Hell's Gate, and then right after that, I'll be just walk right across the street and go into that cemetery.
Oh, wait. Oh, check this out, buddy. Tanner Banks. He has family in the Lubbock, Texas cemetery.
And then what I'm talking about then? Oh, that's Tanner. Okay, what's up, Tanner? Okay,
That's cool.
yeah, I didn't see his name on there.
What's your thoughts on the traditions of Halloween?
On Hallows Eve,
Halloween, anything Halloween.
well, it depends where you're coming from. I mean, because in Spanish, they have Day of the Dead.
Is
You
that
know,
on Halloween or is that the day after?
no, that's on a different day.
Mhm.
We don't do that here. I like to see that too. I like to go down across the border and see that myself. That's where you're going to see the most of it. I mean, for me, it's of course, they said that the veil was thinner at that time.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Of course, I mean, I'm not going to have. I like ghouls and ghosts and everything else. So,
Right. Who done? Uh, did you? What did you used to like? I was on with Mike Anthony the other day
right.
on Sunday, and we had our show. And we talked about. Um,
I would love to be on his show because I put out some conspiracy stuff on my show that gets me banned already. So I love that.
uh Well, get you friend with him on on Facebook.
Yes, I am.
Send him a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from that man, and he's a good friend, very
Yes.
good friend. But I got a question, and I've been asking, not on my show, but I've been asking paranormal people all this bullshit that's happening out there in the United States, right? Okay, what would you do? Would you actually go to where George Washington is buried and put an EVP down there and start asking questions? What would you think he would get responded from? Or do you think, or Thomas Jefferson or Abraham Lincoln, when you put an EVP right next to their grave, you don't have to take no pictures, just put an EVP there.
I think George Washington will be mad that he's on the $1 bill. If you put that guy on $100 bill and you put me on a $1 bill, hey, I didn't do it. I wasn't even born.
I believe I bet they're turning over in their graves, brother. I really do.
Yeah.
All the crap that's going on down here, that's going on the thing.
Yeah.
Juan says hello to you.
Oh, we got Juan Garcia. Bring the smoke. Bring the smoke.
That's why I like having you on, because I get to meet other people for the first time that I don't know, and they're actually coming on.
He's bucking for a free shirt. That's all.
Is that what he's doing?
He wants a Race Hunter shirt. He's doing good though, man, because it's been popping up a lot. So I think he got it this time.
Do you have a Wraith Hunter shirt that you like to show my people?
Oh, I got a bunch of them. They're let me see, where they're behind me somewhere. Let's see, we'll have to get off here.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody's enjoying the show so far. It's been a great show. I guess my guests who were supposed to be on never made it tonight, and I'm so glad that my very good friend Tony decided to come on. That was really nice of him. I mean, he's blessed. He's a good dude, man. If you can, check out his podcast on the Wraith Hunters. And he has a lot of good, he's very smart, he's very intelligent, and he really knows his stuff. And so if you're not, whenever you're not listening to my show, you can check out Tony's show. That would be great. Well, Tony, there we go. There you go. We got him.
See, there's one right there.
Can I have a free shirt?
Yes, sir.
And
Texas Wraith Hunters.
That's pretty sweet, man.
And then the front.
That is sweet, the Wraith Prince.
Yeah, that's one of them. I got 5 or 6 different designs.
Oh, really? Who designed them, you or the wife?
I did. Me and my son, because we also have a printing. We do our own printing. We do our own shirts, not just for Paranormal, for anything else also too. But we do the in-house printing for all my merchandise.
Tanner says cool T-shirt.
Yeah, that's the one that Juan is bucking for. I have one with a Jack Daniels logo in the back that says Texas Wraith Hunters all in it. It says bottled. Instead of saying bottled, and it says captured by Texas Wraith Hunters and bottled. Yeah.
My friend Cindy says very nice. She's a good. Her place down there is really haunted down there in Bel Air, Ohio. Man, you're gonna have to come out east. I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you right now, dude. I'll come down to Texas a couple years, and then you have to come east, and then we'll go to some good places to investigate.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I like where I'm sitting at right now with just doing the podcast, and helping other paranormal groups out. I'm like, oh, Pete Gardoza says, where could I order one, Anthony?
Yeah, I haven't set up the merch. I've been sitting on this merch. I have all kinds of stuff. I have those shirts, and then I actually have hard pictures of us. You can autograph them if you like. I got a bunch of stuff. I've had them for years already, and I haven't pushed any of the merchandise.
Right.
Yeah, maybe here soon I'll start to do that.
Yeah, Pam, Cindy does own the Bel Air house, but Cindy, it's Cindy, help me out here. I think I forget. Yeah. All right. Let me put you in the back here for a minute. All right. Hold on there, Tom. I'll hold you back. Okay. But who owns the what the hell? Their house, Cindy? I don't know, but Bel Air, Ohio is a very freaking haunted place. Extremely haunted. The Bel Air house, that's creepy, especially their basement. If you want me to tell you about the Bel Air house, definitely the basement. When you go to the other house, I'm sorry, Cindy, I forget the name of it. If you can just like put it in there. I forget. I'm sorry, but all I know is that down in Bel Air, Ohio, it is freaky haunted. Over at the Bel Air house, it's the basement. That's it, Pam Ross house. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate it, Ross. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Cindy Mitch. Oh man, I'm sorry. It shows you where I'm at. But thank you for being on. Yeah, the Ross house. That's pretty haunted too. So um, I'm going to get back to Tony now. You all ready? You ready to go? There we go. He's back. Feel better?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so do you tell me about what you would do if you want to when you were young when it came around Halloween? What was your favorite candy?
My favorite candy? Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow. That long ago.
Yeah.
I think I had my favorite candy. I think it was all of them. I just wanted to grab as much candy as I could. But I think I don't know my favorite candy. Mm, I don't even think they got those candies anymore. It was like a chocolate, but I don't think they have those anymore now. I can't remember which one it is. That's so long ago.
Reese's, what? Clark bars,
Oh no, you know what? My favorite ones were the almond joys.
almond joys.
Yeah.
I
That.
really am not a big coconut fan. My favorite candy, my family favorite was the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Hmm.
I enjoyed those. In fact, whenever my son would go out when he was little, he'd get all them Reese's cups. I'd give him about two or three, and I'd snatch the rest of them and put them in the freezer. It'd be like he goes like, "Where's all my Reese's, Dad?" I said, "I don't know. The Reese's peanut butter cup monster came in and took them all away."
Yeah.
It's like funny, but no, we had a good show about it the other day on Sunday, and we just talked about traditions that we did, when we were young during Halloween. Our costumes, we didn't go out and buy them. We made them up. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was like for you, but do you remember the Halloween costumes? Good night, Tanner.
Yeah. See you, Tanner.
You remember the ones that you pulled over on your face?
Hmm.
Oh man, I couldn't deal with those. That was terrible. So, what was your favorite Halloween costume?
My favorite Halloween costume. Well, of course, back then we didn't even have costumes. So for me,
No.
we just painted our faces. I think that's what it was. I just give some blood and put some blood on me. That fake blood,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess be like a vampire. I do remember one incident that I did have. I ended up going to jail at like at 12 years old.
What's he do? Hi, Leona. Welcome.
We were doing we were throwing eggs. Yeah, we were throwing eggs, and I remember the cop came around the corner and chased us and caught me and the other kid, and ended up in jail.
I
in
bet
the,
I bet your mom and dad weren't too happy with you at the time, were they?
I do remember that. In fact, I still when I because I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, and when I go by there, I still remember me running down the side of that church and turning that corner. And I don't see how he caught us so quick. I don't even know where he came out from, but yeah, that was my first. That was my first time.
How long were you in jail for, dude?
Oh, it was just to the parent. Actually, one of my uncles came and got me.
Oh, that was cool. Not your
Yeah,
mom and dad, huh?
yeah.
That would have been a different story, huh?
I didn't grow up with my mom and dad, so I
Oh,
was
you
kind of
didn't?
spoiled as a child in a
Okay.
way. But that's what I remember about Halloween as a kid going to jail. Yeah, we egged the
Oh,
school, we egged the church, we egged some houses, and then we got popped.
well, we when I was young, it was called Devil's Night, right? That was October 30th, and we would go around throw eggs on cars. Never damaged them. Like I knew at one point, at one time, people were breaking the antennas off of cars,
Yeah.
you know. But we would throw smoke, not smoke. I'm sorry, soap. We used to soap the windows. Um, and then we would throw the eggs on the windshields, right? And when you wake up in the morning, you turn your car and you hit your windshield wipers, right? Well, that egg would screw them whole minute. Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Good old days.
Oh my God, yeah.
We
And
always found something to do.
yeah, yeah. But I know 20 years ago or 30 years ago, when I really got into the spiritual, the metaphysical part,
Mhm.
um, when it came around that time, I really wasn't so secure about being out there with the veil being that low. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because a lot of people did not like me at the time, and God only knows. And I got real paranoid on curses, you know, and a couple things happened, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just going to stay inside tonight and just pass out candy because I don't want to deal with this shit. You know what I mean? I'll be like, no, I don't want nothing bad to happen. So I would, and I used to take vacation around Halloween because I used to like it because when I was a teenager, those haunted houses where people dress up, and people walk through and they get scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to work at them all the time. I had a lot of fun doing that. Which comes to a question that I have for you. All right. Now, they say that around October, November, the veil gets really small, correct?
Hmm.
What is your feelings on the veil being that thin all year round?
Yeah. Well, I've also heard lately that it's getting thinner and thinner every year.
Mm-hmm.
So, like this year is supposed to be really thin, especially with all the retrogrades that we've had with the planets and everything.
Right.
So this year is going to be very interesting. It's been an interesting this last month. I mean, I was like, I couldn't wait for the month to be over.
Mm-hmm.
It was so rough. I mean, with everything going on. Um, but I think it's just if it was all year, I think it would be crazy.
Right.
But
Uh,
I think it is in a way. I think it is in a way now because it's so thin now. I
mhm.
think it is.
Well, think about all the negative bullshit that's going on in the world now, right?
Right.
All that anger, all that negativity, all the fear, the anger, all the other emotions going on out there. Um, and it's just releasing all that negative out there. When that negativity, this is my thing, is that it's actually putting the veil down.
Right.
And there's going to be a time when there's not going to be a veil at all.
Right.
And that's when I'm going to worry about it.
Yeah, all the collective energy, the collectives of
Right.
everyone together like that of that it's just it's ripping it up, it's ripping it down, what's
Mhm.
left of it. Um, but I think that if that were to happen, I guess some people will be saying that that's the second coming, that's the end of the earth. I mean, end of mankind,
Right.
because
But okay, go ahead.
that's going to be a time where, um, I mean, right now, I mean, like you said, you're going to open up a can of worms on me. um, right now, yes, with society the way it is, the government what it's doing, the government is so dark right now that if Ronald Reagan actually kind of prophesied that, you know,
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah.
and see, yeah, I didn't think I knew that over
Mhm.
here in the chat. Um, but if that now how the way the government or leaders are, because they're the leaders, they're allowing this to come in more. And right now
Right.
they're just sitting back. It's almost kind of like I'm not even scared of spirits or evil dark demons or anything. It's like our leaders are worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
because what they're doing to our food, what they're doing to our water. I mean, everything.
Right.
Why we're sick all the time. I mean, this is the only country that that puts all these chemicals in their food,
Right.
and so I mean, if that ain't evil, that's more scary than any scary movie I know.
Yeah.
So,
And to me, it's like you said, it's evil. I believe that there is, I think this is the last shot of Satan actually trying to dig his claws into us, all right, into the world, right? Um, and God only knows because I don't even want to get into it because this has been a good show. Maybe one day I'll come on yours and we can talk about it. But I knows that there is something really evil going on right now in the world. Okay. And I believe all that shit that's happening is definitely paranormal.
yes.
I have no doubt in my mind. A really good friend of mine taught me one time. She said, Shawn, if you are an angry, mean person that just has so much negativity in you and you release it, it turns into one big blob, a blob of negativity.
Hmm.
Okay. Without a heartbeat, it's just there. So if you can imagine all the people in the world withholding anger, okay, I mean, it's just like one big bulb of freaking negativity. And for you and me and other people who are light workers, it's to really hard to go and fight that negativity, you know,
Right.
try to bring it down. Cindy Mitch says, yes, she agrees. Thank you. And and then no matter how hard I try, I think I'm pretty good because I got the good people behind me and you got good people behind you. But if you can't make a dent into that, and I just see all this negative, I see all these people hating on each other. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
speaking bad, it's all about them. And don't they realize, sir, that it's not all about them? If everybody would work together, maybe clear up that little negative up there,
Yeah.
then the world could be a better place. Sorry for me ranting like that, brother.
That's
But
okay.
it's okay. But it just, I don't know. It really irks me to see people treat other people like shit. It really does.
Yeah.
And there's no need for it.
Right.
There is no need for it. Even, I mean, the people who treat other people like shit, that they don't know each other. They just come out and kill them, hit them, you know, hurt them, hurt their feelings. I'd rather get punched or hit with a freaking axe than somebody telling me something else, telling
Yeah.
me to hurt me with my mind. But I don't
Right.
know. That's how I'm feeling right now.
And to add to that is it's I've seen the same thing. It's a big difference from the time. I mean, you're just a little older than I am. We're right behind each other. But I
Yep.
remember a time that we could go out in the front yard. We could ride our bikes, and because that's what we did when we were that age. We had bikes, and we would take off.
Mm-hmm.
We go go everywhere. But now it's like I don't see how society is going to come out of this swirl that's just going down, down, down. It's all it is, just deteriorating. I mean, from everything, from the way the way society thinks now. The generations now that have been brought up into this. It's like I don't see how it's going to get out. The only way that I see that it can get out is it's kind of like it's got to end.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to end and start over.
So coming in for the big reset, look at me and you, right? You did something wrong. You got your ass whipped. There was no, okay, it's okay to do that. Go sit in the corner and pout for about 3 minutes and then come on out. I've seen it. You know, I don't want to put the blame on anybody. Oh, Kathy Pelliter Gallagher says hello, Anthony. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Kathy. Good to see you in here. Thank you.
I'm really happy to see you guys. Hey, listen, the people who just come in that know Tony, if you can, please, go to the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page, and on Tuesday nights from 8 to 10 on UPRN Talk Radio. I mean, just be friends on there, and then you can just come in and click on the show. I appreciate that. But this has been been a good show, my friend.
Oh yeah, always.
And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart that you did come on. Everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidences.
It was like I said, I skipped out of school and jumped out here.
But is there any last words for the people out there do you have anything that you want to share with people?
Just man, y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome followers. I mean, I couldn't do what I could do now. I mean, we do these podcasts. Sometimes we think it's for us, but it's not. I mean, I could not do this without the people that follow me, even the people that follow me over here right now on a whim. I mean, I didn't even do a post or anything like that. I just popped one up and, just to come up like this. And so it's always my audience. My audience is just so awesome. I mean, they've changed me also on my way that I podcast.
Right.
I try to bring the best that I can for them, keep it real. And sometimes I get out of line. Everybody knows that, and I get banned from somewhere, but that's okay.
Oh, you?
Yeah, I got banned off of YouTube.
Oh, man.
I started talking about the C word and all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. So, but no, just the audience, man. I can't do this without them. That's why I do it. I do it now for them.
Right.
I try to bring the best content and everything else. Mm-hmm. So that's my shout out to them.
Cool. And I want to thank you for coming on. My friend Tony, Very Fertile Podcast. And thank you again, brother.
Thank you for having me on.
And I'll see you in about 2 or 3 weeks from now, and we can tell you your experiences down there, down in New Orleans, okay?
Okay. And also, too, I'm going to when I get back from Fear Fest, I'm going to have you on as soon as you can get on.
Sweet, dude. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes.
All right, brother. You have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn.
So, everybody, just want to thank everybody for joining the show tonight. Maybe next week we can get the people on board who were supposed to be the guests. Maybe they had something to do. But like I told Tony, everything happens for a reason. And there was a reason my friend came in and, I was like, got that little voice in the head saying, you know what? Why don't you ask him? And I did. So it was just like so freaking awesome. We're having a show next Tuesday, 8 p.m., 10 p.m. here on UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. And the next show coming up right after me is The Missing Piece with Trish Moe. And she has a great show. I have co-host with her on Into the Night, not Into the Night, but with Chasing Prophecy, which was my original one podcast. But she has a good show. Also on this program, we have The Outer Limits with Michelle Desiree. I think I spelled it right. And you got Joe Montaldo, who is the owner. He's got The Centralist and on Friday nights. And there's another one. We have all kinds of cool shows on this place, on this platform. So if you're not doing nothing during the week, any day during the week, just pop on to UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 New Orleans and 107.7 Mississippi. Now, before I go, what I would like is if you can, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. Okay? And parents, please go to your children and give them a hug. and tell them that you love them. Okay, because those 3 words, and before I say the last 3 words, if you don't have no parents and if you don't have no children, find somebody that you can give a hug to and tell them that I love you. Because those 3 words, I love you, they go a long way, a real long way. And on that note, I want to say goodbye to Tony. I'll see you next week, 8 to 10 on Into the Night. And let me get the closing here. Everyone have a good night. Happy hunting. Good luck in New Orleans, brother.
Thank you.
All right, let me get to it. Here we go, my exit.